Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome joining our little web session this morning on something very exciting actually coming to the port of Bristol, the port of Portbury, a new cruise ship sailing in 2023. So thank you for joining us this morning. We are now going to run through, and I'm going to hand over to Debbie from Ambassador Cruise Line, who's going to tell you all about what you can experience in 2023 sailing out of the port of Portbury. I'm not going to take up lots of time. All I'll say to you is, if you have any questions, please tap and use the group facility and ask the question. I'll ask some questions probably at the end as well, because there's some things I'd like to know and keen to know as well about Ambassador. So in the meantime, sit back and enjoy the session, and I'll come back at the end of it. So Debbie, over to you.
Thank you very much, Miles. And welcome everybody. Thank you for taking the time today to come and hear all about Ambassador Cruise Line. So we are a new British cruise line for a new era. And as Miles says, we've just launched our regional programme, which is really exciting for us. So I would like you to say hello to Ease at Sea, and the first new British cruise line to be launched since 2010. Our purpose is simple. We want to inspire each and every guest to experience authentic cruising effortlessly and sustainably. We're here to accompany the new next era of travel by blending traditional and an innovative, a truly timeless cruise holiday that still makes you feel right at home. So I've got a little video to play with you. Hopefully the sound will work.
Ambassador Group. Actually, this is not obvious. I'm going up.
Right, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about all the things you've just seen. Can I ask you all just to turn off your microphones, please, because I can hear a couple of people talking, if that's okay. that right? Thank you. Okay, so the ambassador experience. Who are we? What are we? Hopefully I'm going to answer some of these questions as we go through. So you'll see in a lot of our communication and a lot of our adverts, you'll see this shield. This is something that we stand by and something we're really proud of. I'll break it down to you. The turtle here is all about being sustainable and ethical. So we, when all of our cruise ships launch, they will be Tier 3 compliant. This basically means that there'll be low emissions, there'll be nothing going into the seas, no single-use plastic on board. All your air conditioning is single filtered. From 2025, if any of the cruise ships want to go into the fjords, you have to be Tier 3 compliant. So we are making sure that our journey with you starts at that now. We've also gone into partnership with Orca. So as you saw in the video, Orca is an amazing charity who look after the seas and the wildlife in the seas. They will be on board a lot of our cruises, especially when we go up to somewhere like the Arctic. They will be there doing exploratory work, but also, you know, holding conferences and things like that, and talking to yourself about the work they do and how we can help to put things back into the environment. We're also looking at partnerships with like RSPB and RHS. They're both almost at the point that we're going to be signing. And again, we will be supporting a lot of the brilliant work that those companies do. So the compass is about the voyages of exploration. This is about going out on your itineraries. We understand we have to have sea days to get you to some ports in some itineraries. But once you're there, we want to make sure you have a lot of different stops. We don't want to make sure that you're floating around at sea all day. So a lot of our itineraries are really port heavy with a lot of opportunity for you to see things. A wonderful welcome is the crown. When you come on board our cruise ships, because we're offering you a really traditional cruising experience, we want to make sure that you feel really comfortable on board, that you get to know people, you get to know the staff, and you want to come back because you feel part of the ambassador family. You also feel like you've met lots of people, and that relationship carries on future cruises. Sail with friends. So this again is about meeting people. We have a great groups program and also a great solos program. I'll go into both information a little bit later in my presentation. The shield around the outside is really peace of mind for yourself. So coming out of COVID, there's been a lot of problems in the world and things. So we want to give you that peace of mind. Firstly, that your money is fully protected. All the money you pay to Miles Morgan, they will then pay to us as a company, and it's held in a trust account. That money is held there until the day your cruise departs. If for any reason that cruise is cancelled, the itinerary change, that money will not be released to us. Any cancellations or anything will be refunded directly back to you. So this is a peace of mind, your money is fully protected. Also our COVID policy. This is changing on a daily basis. So we do have a link on our website that will give you fully up-to-date details on what we ask from people. We are asking people to be fully vaccinated. We've also gone into partnership with a company who will be overseeing all our testing. We will be sending 2 weeks before, you'll be asked to register for a free test. That would be sent to your home. 48 hours before we ask you to register with the company, the full details will be sent to you on an email. Register with them, take your tests, upload the information, they will send you a certificate. That certificate will need to be part of your embarkation process. This is just an additional step at the moment, just to make sure that you feel welcome and safe on board. If you don't do that prior to departure, which as I say is free, if we have to test you at the port, there is an additional charge. So we do try to encourage people to register and take advantage of those free tests. The cross in the middle is all about unbeatable value. We did launch yesterday with our regional program. So once we're finished, if you want some more details or some prices, please contact Miles Morgan and they'll be able to give you the fully up-to-date and full availability that we have. So as I mentioned yesterday, very exciting for us, we launched our 7 regional port program. Up to now, our first cruise ship, which is out on our 4th cruise, has only been sailing from London Tilbury. For 2023, we'll also be sailing from Newcastle, Dundee, Belfast, Liverpool, Bristol and Falmouth. So who's our audience? So with Ambassador Cruise Line, we are a predominantly adult only cruise line. We are aiming at that 50+ market. The only time we do offer 2 multi-generational cruises that will be going out of Tilbury for 2023. And this is where you can come along with your family, and it's about the whole generation enjoying the cruising experience. We will have children entertainment on those cruises, but there will be no children's club. So majority of the cruises that I'll be talking to you a little bit about today, and we will be sailing out of Bristol for will be adult only, and they are looking at that 50+ market. I'm going to introduce you to our fleet. So at the moment, as I say, we have one cruise ship that's sailing. She started sailing in April and is on a 4th cruise at the moment. She's up in the Nordics, which is having an amazing response. The feedback has been really good. The food and entertainment, we couldn't fault. She's not only sailing out of London Tilbury, so I'm only really going to get a touch on what she does and the size of her. I want to spend my time really talking to you about Ambition. So Ambience holds 1,400 passengers and she has 798 cabins. We're proud to say with both of our ships, we have a really high guest ratio, which is the area per guest on board. And with Ambience it's 50.2, with making sure that there is a really high crew to guest ratio of 2.15. She was originally built in 1991, but has been in a major refit. We've got upgraded all of our air conditioning and our emission systems and things so that we can be Tier 3 compliant. And it's been the majority of my time really introducing you to Ambition. So Ambition is our 2nd ship to join the fleet. She went on sale yesterday and the response has been amazing. She's a beautiful ship and she'll start sailing with us in March 2023. Let's give you a few facts on her. So Ambition is slightly smaller than Ambience. She will hold 1,200 passengers, so it is a really traditional cruising experience. There's 714 cabins. Her guest ratio, again, is really on the high side, which is a 40 guest ratio and 2.40 crew to guest. She does hold more capacity than the 1,200 that we're going to, but we don't want to take her to full capacity just purely to give you that extra space on board. Our officers and our crew will be British and international. All currency on board will be sterling. She has 8 guest decks and 6 lifts and will be fully stabilised. Too much information I know on this slide for you to see, but just to give you a quick pointer, you'll see that a lot of the public areas are all on similar decks. So this makes it really easy for you to get around on board. So this is our reception desk. On Ambition, the reception desk will hold, obviously, as it says, the reception desk, future cruise desk. So if you make a booking on board, that will be handed back to your Miles Morgan agency. Shore excursion desk on board. Anywhere that you have any questions or you need to talk to somebody about something, always head down to the reception area, and that is on deck 5. Our Lido. Our Lido has jacuzzis. You can see the outside pools, has quite a nice open space and open feel to it. She's had a big renovation, Ambition, in 1999. So that was just towards the end of 99. So she hasn't really been used and been in service very much. As far as I'm aware, I think there was only maybe 1 or 2 cruises since then that she went out on because of the obviously situation with the pandemic. So again, this is a beautiful open space, really nicely designed, and I think she's lovely. I think it's a very lovely setting. One thing we're trying to encourage on board, which goes in line with all the trying to look after the environment, is also trying to look after ourselves a little bit. So we have a beautiful spa on board and a gym. the gym is free to use. We'll also be offering like stretch classes if you like a bit to do yoga, or if you like to do a little dancing class. We'll be doing walking classes around the decks and things. So whether you want to go full on in the gym, or you'd like to do something a bit more sedately like Pilates, or go for a walk with fellow guests, the facilities is quite a large facility, and it's something we're trying to encourage and will be in our daily programs. We have a beautiful spa area with jacuzzis and hot tubs and steam rooms. The hot tubs and steam rooms are free to use, and there will be like sail away packages, embarkation day packages that you can use during the duration of your stay, or you can just come down and you can pay as you go. We would also have hairdressers, the beauticians. There'll be a lovely area. So at the moment, we are quite limited with the images that we have, but I'll roughly go through the facilities that we can offer. So she will have a full casino on board. We have a purpose-built arts and crafts and activity centre. One thing before we launched, we went out to a public survey, and some of the things that people say that the generation that we will be travelling with us was that they really like the arts and craft areas. So we're going to make sure there's a purpose-built studio for you as guests to use. We'll be running arts and crafts activity classes, and we do have a super cruise as well. We've got a beautiful conference room. We have card and bridge lounge. We will be running bridge cruises if that's something you enjoy, but we'll also have beginners classes that you can just come and join during your cruise. There's a Brontes library. So part of our ethos within Ambassador is to become quite paperless. On board, we are asking you to service your onboard accounts through either the TV screen or through our website. But we also will be able to print those for you if you really do need them. But we have a full stocked library with books, so we will be taking advantage of those books. You can come down, you can do swaps, you can borrow it, you can bring it back, but that facility is there for you to use free of charge. We have the Green Sea and Spa. As I said, within this area, we'll have a hair studio, massage, treatments, sauna, and a steam room. The activity fitness centre where we do yoga and your classes, a self-service laundry with 3 machines at dry and ironing area. We also offer a laundry service which is chargeable. We have a beautiful photo gallery. The photo gallery will all be digital, so we will only print the ones that you ask for. A partnership area, the reception area, a future cruise desk, destination experience, and the shopping galleria. I'll introduce you to some of the bars and lounges on board. So we have a wide variety of bars and public areas. We have the Palladium, which is our cabaret, our theatre. So we'll be offering full West End sort of style productions. We've just gone into partnership with a company called Peel Entertainment, and they'll be putting on the entertainment for your guests. The feedback we're having from Ambience is that it's amazing. It's as good as you're going to, say, the West End and seeing a production. So there'll be West End style productions, plays, cabaret, we'll have cinema evenings. We also have the Cavern, which is our cabaret lounge. So after dinner, if you want to carry on enjoying yourself, there will be, cabaret will move down to the Cavern area. We have the Purple Turtle Wine Bar, which is a contemporary wine bar. The Angel Bar, which is a casual lifestyle bar. The Clifton Lounge, which is a stylish cocktail lounge. And the Pendennis Bar, adjacent to the theatre, where you can get your drinks before and after your show. This is the Cavern. This is where your cabaret will be. So within this area, we'll have late night entertainment. We will also have cabaret during the day and guest speakers. We can also reserve this area if you do say do a dance group, you go dancing on a Wednesday and you want to travel with your dance group, but while you're away on holiday, you would also like to carry on that Wednesday afternoon dancing. So we can look at reserving areas for you for an hour or so if that's something you'd be interested in. We have two main formal dining restaurants on board. This is the first one, which is the Buckingham restaurant, and this will hold 460 guests. We are offering a formal dining experience. So for breakfast and lunch, it'll be free seated, but for the evening, we'll run 2 dinner sittings. Both will be governed by the evening show. So it doesn't matter which dinner sitting you want to request, there'll be a show for you to watch. You can request your dinner sit-in at time of booking or prior to your embarkation. If you'd like that change while you're on board, always speak to the head maitre d' and they'll be able to swap that around for you. This is our second restaurant. This is the Hollywood. This is 196 guests. We also have our alfresco dining experience. We will also hold things like theme evenings, an Italian evening, or we might do a paella Spanish evening. As I said, this is formal dining, so we do ask for no jeans, trainers, or shorts to be used within the 2 main restaurants. But we always have the Borough Market buffet restaurant. In here, this is more of a relaxed dining experience. They will also be serving afternoon tea, and it will serve exactly the same. What's on the menu in the main restaurant will also be served here. We're looking about a 14-day rotation on food. So if you're on a 14-day cruise, there should be always something different to you for you to enjoy. This is our alfresco grill. So on embarkation, the alfresco grill, subject to weather, and also the Borough Market will both be open. So you'll be able to come up and enjoy some lovely food on your embarkation. We also are offering specialty dining. So we are going to have a fusion restaurant and a steakhouse, and then the chef's table. All of the last 3 will have an additional cost, which we can confirm to Miles Morgan Travel if you're interested. They can all be booked on board. But if you do have a really special date, say for your anniversary or a special birthday, please request with us that you'd like to book one of these on a specific day, and we will get it confirmed before you go on board. So our entertainment and our enrichment programme. So you'll never be bored on a cruise ship. Anybody's cruised before, you know there's always something you can enjoy, or there's always places that you can go and relax and have a little quiet time. For example, things we're going to be doing during the day are like sunrise fitness, stretch classes, dance classes. As I've mentioned, the spa, carpet bowls, card games, morning trivia, countdown, bingo. We'll do cooking and cocktail making demonstrations. We will have things like, you know, karaoke or your pub quizzes, all the British sort of entertainment that everybody really enjoys on a cruise. In the evening, if you still have your energy after the activity during the day, we'll have a full programme of showtime activities. So things like we'll have sort of West End productions, we'll have plays, we're going to have cinema evenings, there will be guest speakers. So anything, these, as I mentioned, will run in time with dining sit-ins. So they normally around 6 and 8 in the evening. So there will be a show for you to enjoy after. We have a selection of theme cruises on board. These are just being finalised at the moment for 2023. But to give you a little bit of an example of some of the ones we're running this year, we do something like a British Broadcasting Legends, which speaks to people that have worked for the BBC over the last 100 years. So they will come on, there will be like conferences, games, pub quizzes and things like that with them involved. I mentioned about Orca, the RSPB and the RHS. They all will be on board for things like our gardening and wildlife cruises. We also have some of the experts in the industry, well-known names that have been on the TV and the gardening shows over the years, We do things like gardeners question time. We have a cricket legends cruise, and I am led to believe that this will be on again next year. With this, if you enjoy your cricket, you have people like David Gower, Graham Gooch. They will be there answering your questions, having sort of quizzes, having a little play around, but they'll also be there in the evening. So you can go and talk all things cricket 24 hours if that's what your hobby is. We will also be having our really popular super craft cruises. Anybody that is into crafting, you may know the name Julie Peasgood. She runs some crafting, crafting channel, and she's really, really popular. So along with our purpose-built crafting studio, where you'll be able to go and do a bit of your own crafting, that we'll be running classes during those cruises. One of the ones that we do have confirmed for 2023 is the Motown Meets the Legends of Rock and Roll. This is a music themed cruise, and this will be taking you up to places like the Graceland of Europe in Denmark. So if you like your Motown, you like your like a bit of Elvis, this will be a perfect cruise for you. I do have a little bit of information about our cabins. We are waiting. We will have a lot of upgrades, a lot of change. We need to put all our touches and things like on board. So some of them are photo generated, they're image generated. So Ambition, she will have 113 suites, 125 balconies, 474 ocean view cabins, 240 inside cabins, giving you a total of 714 cabins, and that guest ratio, of 1,200 guests. Another thing when we went out with our surveys before we launched was, what do people want to see in their cabins? High on the list was always tea and coffee making facilities. So all our cabins will have their own tea and coffee making facility that will be replenished regularly. They will have hair dryers, personal safe. All cabins will do 3-pin electrical plugs and USB ports. You'll have your flat screen TV, and as I mentioned, you will be able to access your onboard accounts through these TVs, so you can keep an eye on what you're spending on board, or what excursions are costing. I won't go into too much details to this because there's a lot of information here for you to see. But as you'll see with the next 2 slides, we do have a lot of different grades of cabins on board. On Ambition, we have a wide variety of suites, which is where we'll start. We have 113 suites in total, and they will range from your DS suite down to your junior suite. I'll let you know in a moment, they do offer different benefits, but if you'd like to talk about the different grades of cabins, please contact Miles Morgan Travel, who will have all the information for you. Something that's nice, we have 125 balcony cabins as well, and we have a high percentage of outside cabins. So depending on where you want to be on the ship, a lot of our cabins, the advantage of sailing in a smaller cruise ship that has been totally renovated is the cabins will still be on that larger side. A lot of the grades of cabin is purely on positioning on the ship, what deck you're in, if you're forward or rear or midship, that will make a difference on the grade of cabins that you have. We have a wide range of single cabins. All of our single cabins are twin cabins for single occupancy. So they will be in amongst all the other twin cabins. They will be set up exactly the same. They won't be on a smaller size. They will also majority of them can be made up as a double or a single bed. So you can ask prior at booking stage or prior to embarkation. But if they're not changed to the configuration that you want, you'll have a steward that will come in to service your cabins twice a day. They just mention it to them on your first evening, they'll get it all changed for you and have it ready for when you come back from dinner. A little example of one of our ocean view cabins. As you see, we anticipate them to be really bright, open, spacious. This is one of our balcony cabins. The nice things with your balcony cabins, obviously you have your double aspect there of your patio doors, but you also have that beautiful seating area. So with our suites, we are offering different benefits for our suites. So this is one of the junior suites. Again, this has that beautiful double aspect of doors out to your balconies and the separate seating area. All of our suites will offer different benefits. So we're going to be offering each suite priority embarkation, a welcome bottle of house wine, bottle of water, a mini bar that is chargeable, breakfast in bed, fresh fruit bowls, canapes, bathrobe slippers, a pair of binoculars, a pair of umbrellas, World Atlas, and tea and coffee making facilities. For the superior junior suites, we're also offering you a discount to our laundry service. The premium in deluxe cabins will also give you the opportunity to have a late checkout. You can disembark at your leisure and a private waiting area. As I say, just let us know and I'll speak to Miles Morgan Travel about all the different grades of cabins, and they will talk you through exactly what benefits you get, where they're positioned on the ship. So if you particularly like to be midship, let them know and we'll have a look at our availability, and we're trying to position you there subject to availability. With our accessible cabins, we're just waiting for the update on these, but if you do need an accessible cabin, please speak to Miles Morgan Travel. They will talk to us and we'll talk them through exactly what we need, where the cabins are, and what grade of cabins they are for you. Gratuities. So I'm going to go on to a little bit about our drinks package. All our drinks packages will include gratuities and service. If you prefer to pay for your drinks as you go, we will charge £6 per person per night gratuities to your onboard account. This is discretionary. The reason we do this is because then it's equally distributed to all the staff on board. If you do want to tip people yourself, please go to reception. This can be removed for you. We have 3 levels of drink packages. I personally think they're really good value, because part of that drinks package is also your gratuities and service. So the experience package is your non-alcoholic beverage. It starts at £18 per person. Your second package is the Explorer, which includes everything the experience package has, but also your house brands of drink. If you do want to have a premium drink on the odd night, we'll give you a 50% discount at the bar. And finally, we have our full ambassador expedition package. This will include everything that we've spoken about before, but also your premium wine, drinks, and your specialty teas and coffees. And that's £38 per person per night. One thing to mention about your drinks package, we do need to have both passengers, or all passengers in the cabin will need to book the same drinks package. So if one's a drinker and one's not, we would recommend booking the non-alcoholic one and then just paying for your drinks as you go. The drinks on board are really reasonable. You are looking at a cocktail at about £5 per person. So we will offer a full destination experience program. These will go on sale just after your final balance, which is 90 days. We recommend that you do pre-book these, just purely for your availability. For example, if you're going on a fuel cruise and you want to go to Flom, then we are limited the amount of tickets we can have for the railway. So if that's really an excursion that you really want to do, please pre-book it. It will be charged to your onboard account and you settle that at the end of your cruise. So if you do like to go on holiday with your friends, your family, your club, please talk to Miles Morgan Travel about our group offerings. All our groups start at 15 passengers, where we offer a 5% group discount. This discount is off all of our fares. For every 26 passengers travelling, you'll get a free place. We will offer you a welcome cocktail party preferential group dining, embarkation, disembarkation. And as I say, if you still like to enjoy your hobby on board, we will try and reserve you a venue. Something that we do look after, we make sure if you're a solo traveller, sometimes this can be, you can be a bit unsure. So we'll make sure you're really well looked after. We do have a special program of events for you, like the cocktail party. During the day, we will have special solo events. We will recommend special solo shore excursions. We can try and encourage you to meet like-minded people. If you prefer to sit at dinner with all single passengers, please let us know, because we can request that for you. We will have people there all the time to help you through the experience, because we know sometimes it can be difficult, especially if it's the first time you travel on your own. So please let us know, and we'll try and help you in any way we can. Okay, so we'll go into a little bit about our itineraries. I haven't really gone too much about our fares because we did only launch our regional programme yesterday, but it is a fantastic offer, which I'll talk to you about in a moment. You'll see when you speak to Miles Morgan Travel, you'll see that we do offer two sets of fares. The first one is our launch saver fare. That is a cruise only fare. Then we have an ambassador package. The ambassador package will be including your full experience drinks package. We heavily discount that down for you, but there's other benefits as well, which I'll talk about in a moment. So included in your fare, you'll get your comfortable accommodation, exceptional full board, a captain's welcome and farewell cocktail party, captain's gala dinner, the world famous Baked Alaska parade, informative guest speakers, a wide range of amazing entertainment, daytime activities, a range of fitness, dance and wellness classes, use of gym, swimming pool, hot tubs and spa, and all port taxes, fees and charges. Porterage of luggage between the ports and cabins are also included. So our launch fares, as I've mentioned a couple of times, we went on sale yesterday with our regional programme. It's very exciting, really well demand, really beautiful itineraries. We are offering the ambassador fare, which is the fare with your cruise and also your expedition drinks package. This has a 25% off discount off the full fares. It also includes a 20% off your expedition drinks package, a guaranteed dinner sit-in, priority complimentary cabin upgrade if that's what you wish for, and an amazing launch bonus of a free unlimited standard Wi-Fi on board. Anybody who uses their phone on board will know sometimes this can be quite expensive. You can buy independent packages for this, but it takes that off, that worry out of that. So you'd have unlimited Wi-Fi with the launch offer. The other offer we have are our standard launch fares, which again has the 25% off the full fares, 20% off Explorer, which is our house brand of drinks package. And if you're lucky enough that you wish to book an ocean view cabin, some of the cruises and different cabin grades will have up to £40 per cabin per night on board credit for you to spend. So let's have a little look at the itineraries. I'm going to really be looking at your Bristol itineraries. So we will be sailing out of Royal Bristol Portbury on the 5th of September. Our first cruise will be a beautiful British Isles cruise. We then go into the jewels of the Mediterranean, Iberian and Northern African escape, maritime cities and scenic waterways, Canaries, Madeira and Morocco winter escape. And then we have a 2-night Jingle Seacation, which will be our music cruise. This cruise is always a good taste if you've not cruised before, but it goes from Tilbury and from Bristol back into Tilbury. We do offer a return coach transfer for £50 per person. The other one to look at if you've previously done river cruising and not transferred over to ocean yet, have a look at the maritime cities and scenic waterways. because Ambition has a low, is a short draft, I should say. Sound like I know what I'm talking about. She will go all the way up the River Seine to Rouen. So it's as if you are still on those river cruise experience, but on that bigger cruise ship. She has beautiful itineraries. She'll stop at Honfleur. As I say, we go all the way up to Rouen, where we stay overnight. So again, beautiful itinerary. I've just picked out 3 of the cruises, really, just to give you a little overview of some of the ports we will be going to. So within our cruise calendar for 22 and 23, the biggest sellers are always going to be our British Isles cruises. These have always been really, really popular, and I think it's because you're going to areas within the British Isles that sometimes are not easy to get to by car. They may be quite a long distance from where you're traveling, or they could be quite remote. We will go from places to, as I say, Honfleur, Newcastle, John O'Groats, Portree, Isle of Skye, Tobermory, Isle of Mull, Belfast, and then we come back to Bristol. We can also embark onto this cruise from Falmouth. The other one I think is a really amazing itinerary is the Jewels of the Mediterranean. This goes on the 16th of September, is a 17-night cruise, but this departs from Bristol, Portbury, but also will be departing from Falmouth. So you'll get on board, you go Santiago to Compostela, Gibraltar, Minorca, Corsica. You're going to go up, so you can go into Florence and Pisa, Rome, Seville, Portugal, and then you're back to your home port of Bristol or Falmouth. Beautiful itineraries. It gives you a lot of different options, little different countries to visit, and that time of year the Mediterranean will be beautiful to be cruising on. The other one I thought was really nice because it was just slightly a different itinerary. Again, within those warmer areas, we're going on an Iberian and Northern African escape. That departs on the 3rd of October for 12 nights. Again, this goes from Bristol, Portbury, and also Falmouth. So you'll join the ship and you'll be going to Santiago de Compostela, Porto, Cadiz for Seville, Marrakesh, where we'll be staying overnight, Lisbon, and back to Bristol. So again, a beautiful itinerary. So for us, it's a really exciting time. I hope by what you've seen today, you'd like to come and join us. To book a cruise, it is only just a 10% deposit. Your final balance is due 90 days before departure. Okay. Does anybody have any questions at all?
Debbie, looks like you've done quite well. Please, if you have any questions, you can use the chat facility down the bottom of your screen there. Just tap your screen and type away in the chat facility. A couple of things for me. Can you just talk to people about, because I think this is quite important with your ships in particular, the difference between what people will experience going on one of your ships to maybe a lot of your competitors, particularly around the size of the ship, because the trend these days is for much, much bigger ships. Yours relatively are small these days?
Yeah, definitely. So Ambition is only 1,200 passengers. So the advantage of that is it is more comfortable. It's very homely. You'll get to meet the same guests. Sometimes on the bigger ships, you might not even pass the same guests. We will get into destinations that a lot of the bigger ships can't get into. We try as hard as we can to not have to tender too often. Sometimes this is out of our control because some of the ports we're visiting are tiny and there's no choice. But being that smaller cruise ship, it does allow you to go into a lot of the ports. And with the fjords, as I mentioned, from 2025, you have to be Tier 3 compliant. The other thing with the fjords, they are starting to close down the smaller fjords. So with the smaller cruise ships, we can still get up, we can get further into the fjords so you can enjoy that all-round experience. And if you've never cruised the fjords, it's definitely one to look at because it is just an amazing landscape. The other thing on board, the feedback we've had and something we're really working hard on is the food. Food is absolutely of amazing standard. We will have those captain's evening, formal dining, but that will also follow over into our buffet restaurants. We have our specialty dining restaurants. So whatever you feel to dine, you may not want to dress up tonight, so you'll still have the option to eat that amazing food in our borough market. So, and entertainment, the feedback's been amazing. So hopefully we'll welcome you on board soon.
Yeah, I mean, on this call, I guess a number of you joining this call are potentially regular cruisers. Some of you might not be. And so to give you some sort of idea, the latest P&O ship and actually the next P&O ship to come take 5,500 passengers on board. Obviously, this one, Ambassador's ship, takes 1,200, a big, big difference. Now, if you're looking for, you know, multiple choices of dining experience, so probably on that P&O ship, you may be talking 9 restaurants. That is what you want, then that's what you can have on one of those ships. You will not get that on Ambassador. If what you're looking for is a more intimate experience where, as Debbie said, you see the same guests when you rock up to the bar, they know that you drink gin and tonic or rosé wine or whatever, that's the type of experience you'll get on Ambassador. It's very, very different between the two. And so hopefully, whilst you've been on this morning, you can gauge what's right for you, because what we are as a business, we're all about making sure people go on the right holiday. In this case, the right cruise, and that's absolutely crucial. And so you might find that P&O suits you because that's the type of thing you want. Brilliant. If you want something smaller, something more intimate, and can get into these smaller ports of call, then that's really where Ambassador come in for that sort of thing. Debbie, in terms of parking at the port?
Yeah, we have parking at Bristol. It's really, really easy. It's right near the terminal. If for any reason that gets moved over, we'll make sure we have a full shuttle service. It is pre-bookable, and I will confirm back to Miles Morgan exactly how much that is, because that's still all in the pipeline at the moment, but there will be parking right at the port.
Yeah, and just for clarity, for people that know the area well, a number of you will, I'm sure, you know, this ship, slightly different to where previously ships have come into Bristol. Previously, they came in Avonmouth. This one is coming into Portbury. So if you come off at the Gordano Services roundabout, you literally will be at the quayside, probably in 3 minutes, something like that, from the Gordano Services junction of the M5. So it is really, really convenient to get to, particularly compared to going to somewhere like Southampton, where, I don't know, you're probably allowing at least a couple of hours. I went on a ship about a month ago in Southampton, and the queue, because there were so many ships in that Saturday, I was queued probably for 40 minutes just to get along the front in Southampton. So, you know, it is much easier to go from Bristol, there's no doubt about it. Debbie, I'm going to give you one last opportunity here. So if you could give people one reason, I'm going to nail you down to only one and one only, okay? And don't try and stretch this.
Okay.
Why people should be cruising on Ambassador and not choosing to cruise on another cruise line. What would it be? Go on, wow people with your reason.
Oh, now that you put me on the spot. I would say like-minded people. You're going to be cruising with people of a similar age, similar like-minded, and like you said, people that you would want to be, you know, spend your time with. So it's like-minded people will be coming on our cruises.
Yeah, no, I think, you know, that's why I think what I said about the type of ship that you're on, if you enjoy the socialization and seeing the same faces and building up camaraderie and fun on a ship, that is what Ambassador's all about. If actually you want loads of facilities, loads of restaurants, loads of dining, different stuff, mega ship with lots of different stuff, different experience, that's not Ambassador. And hopefully this presentation's helped you understand which one's suitable for you. So if you're interested in more information on the itineraries, the prices, you can contact, you know, your local Miles Morgan travel shop through Cruises from Bristol, and they can give you all the details. You can go onto our website and see all the details as well, but we're here to help you with any of that. And there is, at the moment, obviously up to 25% off these cruises for 2023. So it's a really good time to book and get the ideal first choice of cabin grade. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining on this Friday. Thank you, Debbie, for your time over the last, whatever it's been, 45 minutes or whatever. And enjoy your weekend, everybody. And hopefully we'll be booking a cruise for you soon. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.